Hello everyone. So continuing the procedural modeling series, in this lesson I'll make a very simple table and chair. Okay, so these are kind of connected at the moment. So the length, width and height is coming in from the same three lines. But you can separate them out or turn it into a digital asset, and then have like an independent table and chair. Okay, but before I start making this, a couple of things. If you are interested in procedural modeling, I have a training called Kitchen Assets in Houdini. So this has about 5 different things that you can make. And I also cover how to do UV mapping and converting them into full usable digital assets. So if you are interested, you can sort of look this up. The other thing is I started a new YouTube channel for doing movie reviews. So if any of you are interested in watching movie reviews, then I'll put a link for it down in the description. So if you get interested, you can, watch or subscribe or something. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate these. Okay, so I'm going to take these three and just put them here. So what I have is they're just 3 lines. Like, let me just change this name to, okay, yeah. Let's color these. Okay, so I have a horizontal line and like I have length and width and height. Okay, so I have like these 3 lines. And what I want to do is first we'll just make a simple table and then we'll make a chair that is a little bit more, like slightly more fancy. So something like this, instead of just having like a chair with like 4 sticks at the bottom. So we'll do something a little more, involved. Okay, so to get started with the table, this should be fairly simple. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll just do a copy to points. They both have, all of them have only 2 points each. So I'll just take, this and that. So you'll end up getting this and then just do a skin, and this will give you, this will become like your base for the table. Okay, now the next thing is we want the legs. Okay, but you can do a couple of things with the legs. Either you can have like 4 independent legs, or in this case, what I have is I have legs like these, which are kind of, connected like that. Okay, so what I can do in order to get that is I have my, the height line, and let's say we have the length. What I want to do is I want to have like 1 line on each point and then connect the top. So it will become like a C-shaped thing. Okay. So we'll do another copy to points. And this comes in here. And the length goes in there. You can do length, you can do width, either ways it will be fine. Like you'll get pretty much the same result, except that instead of, facing in the X, they'll face in the Z. So that is also not a bad idea. Like I can do a switch here. I should more or less get the same result. Like I can just put this in. So I can either do this or that, like either ways it will be fine. Okay. Okay, now that we've done this, we want to connect these. Okay, but the problem is like the numbering is like 0, 1, 2, 3. So if you try to do an add and connect these, you will face a problem, which is it will connect like that. Okay, but we wanted to connect, from the top. So what we'll do is I'll take a split and I'll split one of these. So let's split the second one, like go by primitive number. Yeah, okay, so we'll split 1. Okay, so I'll just type in 1 over here. Yeah, or no, type in 0. Okay, so this is there. And what we want to do with the other one is we want to reverse the point number. So just take a sort and we just switch on reverse point number. So now what will happen is if I merge these two together, I get 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so now if we do an add and we do delete geometry but keep points and then by group, and see, this is what you get. And so this immediately becomes, so this is where we are with this. Okay, now we need 2 of these. So what you do is take a copy to points again, and the width line will come in here, so we'll just take this and bring that in. See, so you'll get like 2 of these, which are, now at the width of that. And with the skin, what I can do is I can do a copy to points, and this will copy to the top of this line. Okay, so what I've done is I've just taken a group by range, and you can just keep the end value to 1 and do invert range. So it selects the top point, and that goes in here. Yeah, copy to points. There you go. Okay, so just take this and plug that in and just type in top. So there you go. So now if we merge these together, so you have a table and you have like these C-shaped stands below. But what we want to do is, since we're using a switch here, if I switch this, you'll get a problem. So we should have a switch here as well for the copy. But this will be the reverse of this. So this is the length comes in first and the width comes in second. So in this one, the width will come in first and the length will come in second. And then we can connect these two together. So I can just right click, do copy parameter and paste relative reference. Yeah, so what will happen is that when I change this, see, they kind of, what you're getting is, let me just, if I see it without that, okay, see, so if when I switch this, it becomes, so you get like two separate, okay. And the rest is fairly simple. Now what you can also do with these is I can take a transform and for both of these and maybe like scale them down a little if you want to do that. Like I can just take these, both of these, and just kind of try to scale it down, see, and put in like a transform here as well on both of these. See, so what will happen is that when you switch these, you can kind of adjust these, okay. Okay, then as a final thing, we can just take a poly bevel and I can bevel this, keep it to points. It usually tries to bevel edges, and then just give it like some rounding. With this one also we can do the same thing. So just put this in over here. So I have that, and then do a poly extrude, and this we'll give it some height. I'll do output back. Yeah. And I want to round the corners or round the the edges. So take a group. You can actually turn this into a digital asset or just put it on a shelf or something. So we'll just call it bevel and edges, because this is quite useful, right? Like whenever you want to like just round off those edges, and then just take this, we'll drop it in there. I'll set this to edges and we'll call it bevel. Yeah. And just, adjust this. So there you go. So you have this, and here I can just put in a sweep. So you can put in a sweep, or you can put in like, you can sweep an actual object or whatever. Just keep it a round tube, and we can make it small, and you can increase the sides, and there you go. You have a table. And we can just take this and switch it to maybe like grid, and like lower the end caps. Yeah, see, so you have a perfectly nice table that you can kind of control, and we can sort of switch the sides. See, so you can have it any which way you want. So you can control the length, or yeah, see, so, or if I keep this to 1 and I keep that to 1 as well, you'll get something that looks not bad actually. Like I can keep this fairly even like that. So you get a table like this. And yeah, there you go. So we can sort of just, adjust this. Okay, so this is as far as, like a basic table is concerned. All right, so now let's make the chair, but I won't just branch it out from here, because then you can't control the chair and the table independently. Even though you can, like if you make it into a digital asset, then you can, but for our purposes, I'll just, I'll just split them out. So I'll just take this and do Control C, Control V again. Okay, so what we want is, I want this chair which has a base, like, which has legs like this, like a single thing that's going from the bottom to the top. Okay, so the way to do that is, we don't need the width right now, we need the length. Okay, so we need the length and the height. So what I'll do is I'll take this, and the first thing is I want like this comes in straight, then we need a vertical line here. Okay, so I'll take this only. I'll take group by range, and yeah, that is fine. And then this copies over there. So take a copy to points, and we'll bring this in over here, and this will be top. Okay. Now the next thing is like the group sort of carries forward. So make sure that you delete that group. Okay, so just take a group delete and get rid of that group. And then we can just sort of keep continuing with that same group. Now we need this to sort of go in the other direction. So if I do a copy to points, it won't really work. Like, if I do a copy to points here, like this comes in here and the length goes in there, but it will be like halfway through like this. Okay, so what we need to do, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a size. So take a match size, and this is in the X direction. So we'll take X and make it max. So there you go. Okay, and then this will be copying to top. And then I want 1 point going towards the top, but what we also want is we want to reverse this. Okay, because like it's starting from here, so we want to go like this and all the way till the top. So let's take this, we'll put a sort in there, and I'm just going to reverse the point sort, and then take both of these, the group delete. So Control C, Control V, and you can just take this. And then we need to copy the height again over here. So yeah, so copy to points. Maybe I should color them separate, like this. Let's make this like, let's do like red, green and blue, so that we know what's going on. Okay, so where are we? Yeah, so this comes in here, and that goes in there, and again it will be top. Yeah, so now if we merge everything together, and you have to merge them in order. There are other ways to do this, like you could probably do like an L systems and just draw, or you can draw out a line, whatever, but this gives you a little more procedural control over the whole thing. So we want to start with our baseline, which will be this. So that's line number 1. And then we want line number 2. Okay, then this is line number 3, and that is line number 4. Yeah, there you go. And then if you're looking at this, so it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so this is going fine. So what I can do now is you can take a fuse, and it'll like merge all the points, except it doesn't combine them into one primitive. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to take a join, and you want to just plug in the join over there, and that will make it into one single primitive. Okay, does it work without the fuse? Yeah, you don't need the fuse. Just put a join in there. It'll be okay, because it connects the closest points anyway, so you'll be fine. See, so now your ordering is like, so if the sort here, if you don't put a sort in there, you get that. That's where the problem happens. Okay, so you have to make sure that you have this. So this is done. Now we can just take a bevel, and we can round this off a little bit. Or actually no, let's round this off later. Okay, so now we need to like have 2 of these. So that's where my width line comes in. Okay, so take this and do copy to points. Let's also put in take that group delete, and just in case if we have any, we'll just get rid of everything. Just put a star in there. Did I even delete anything? I don't think I deleted anything. Hold on a second. Yeah, it did cause a problem, which is fine. But yeah, just like put a star in there in the group delete so that it deletes everything. Yeah, so just take this and drop this in there and that in there, and you get like 2 of these, which is great. Okay, so now I need to combine these together. Okay, so we do the same thing, which is let's come in here and we take this split thingy, and we just take one of these and reverse it. And then if we merge these together, okay, so there you go. So you're starting 0, 1, 2, 3, and then it'll connect here, and then you go the other way around. Or if we take it this way, then we're starting from top. So it will connect at the bottom then, so depending on where you put it, you'll get different results. So if I just take an add here, and we can do by group, sorry, delete geometry key points. There you go. See, so now it's connecting at the base, but if I split this out and put it here, it connects at the top. So you can actually do that, like depending on what you want, you can get like a different result. So we can probably like set that up, so let's keep one here, and we'll do like Control C, Control V, and this one will be here, and I can put a switch in the middle. So you can do like different patterns, like that being the, or you can do one add, which will be, which like we can do a Control C, Control V here, and just do like closed. So that will give you, like the whole thing like this. Okay. And then I can take and then we can put a switch here as well, so we can have it open or closed depending on what we want. Okay. Like this won't matter here, no matter what you do, this will always close it. But see, so this will this is what it looks like. It'll be fine because we're going to sweep it, so it won't matter. Okay, so let's just take a sweep. And before that, we just need to round these off. So just take a poly bevel, and we can just round these. So again, points and increase this, and there you go. And put in the sweep here, and we can do round tube and make it slightly thinner. And I can set this to grid and just, and increase that. See, so there you go. And so now what we have is I can switch between these two. So it can be like this or that, or we can have the whole thing closed. Yeah. So you can have this, like, let's call this open closed, open or close. And this can just be like top or bottom connected. Yeah, let's keep the top connected. I think that looks better. And so what we have is like, if I take these guys and if I adjust these, see, so you can adjust the height, you can adjust the, the depth of this, and we can adjust the width. Okay, and then the last thing left is I want to create the back and the a place to sit. So what we do is we can take this guy, and let's take the poly bevel, and I can just drop this in here. We can connect these two, so I can just take this and do right click, copy parameter, and paste relative reference. And what I can do with this is I can take a carve. I can take a carve and just, like carve this. But the thing that will happen is like, you'll see that it sort of just rushes like that. That's because the number of points aren't uniform. Okay, so what you want to do is take a resample before the carve. So when the number of points are uniform, the carve will work better. See, so now the carve works better. Okay, so let's say we'll start from here, and then we can end about there. And take a sweep, and we pick up the width line and drop it in there, except take a transform and like rotate it 90 in the x-axis. There you go. And if you want, like we can set the curve normal to z-axis, because that will make it a little more stable. Okay, so I can just take this and come in here and in surface turn on reverse, okay, and then take a poly extrude, and we can give it some thickness. Okay, one of the things we can also do is we'll also put in a resample here, and I'll explain the reason for that. Okay, so it doesn't need to be too dense. Okay, and also put a resample after the carve, so the line spacing is uniform. Okay, so we have a poly extrude and like give it some thickness. And then we need to give it like, I'll give it 2 levels of thickness. So we'll do output back and turn on the front group. Okay, and then take another poly extrude, and we'll pick up extrude front and give it some thickness and give it an inset. Okay. And the reason for that is that now I can give it like a subdivide. So let's take a subdivide. See, so you'll get like a nice, sort of like soft rounded this thing, and I can merge these together and you have a chair. Now, if you don't want to do like one single thing, I can actually, like one thing you can do is if I want the back to be, taller, then I can actually take, where is my height? Hold on, which is the one? Yeah, I think this is the one that's bringing in the height. Yeah, so I can put a transform here. So this will allow me to control the height separately. So if you just want the back to be taller, you can actually like, control that. So let's just call this as chair height. Okay, I can give it some color. So if you want like two separate, then we can have two separate carves. So what I can do is I can just take this and like I can get this to be like here and till there, and then I can take this much, do Control C, Control V, and these two as well. And this can be, yeah, and then we'll merge these into this. Yeah, and this one goes, like to the top there. See, so you can have like, two separate things like that. So what we can do again over here is I can have like two versions of this. So I can have one which is this, and then I can have one which is like the full thing, so I can just take, like that, which can be like, I can put in a switch here, and let's switch over to one for now. And this can be like the whole thing. So I can have like, two separate chairs. What we can also try is, let's try to do a peak. So I can like push it in a little. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Okay, let me just switch back. Hold on, let's take this, put it here after the sweep. And I just want to push it into the chair a little bit, so just take this and do a negative. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, perfect. There you go. That's good. So what I can do is I can just do like a Control C, Control V. Or hold on, don't do Control C, Control V. Just take this and right click and do actions, create reference copy. And, do like two of these. And it comes in both places. So you're controlling, the same thing is controlling everything. So if I come in here and I can switch it back, see, so you have like, it's slightly inwards like that. And so that gives you, like your full chair. So we can adjust the depth of this, we can adjust the height of this, and we can adjust the width of this. And I can merge these together. So you get, you get a table and a chair. Yeah, let's just take this and move it out a little. So I can just take this, and then if I want this to be like, really wide or have like more depth, then I can do stuff like that. And I can, adjust the depth over here like that. So you have, a proper table and a chair with like a little more height. I think that's better. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's pretty much it. So if you have any ideas for more simple stuff that I can model procedurally, you can tell me in the comments. So I don't have to think every single week what I should make. Okay, so give me a couple of ideas so I'll like, make a few of them so I'll know, what I can go through. Okay, that's it. I'll see you in the next class.